Our Kriya today is disease resistance and heart helper. Throughout this Kriya, we'll be using a lot of what we refer to as Mulaband. And Mulaband is one of the 3 or 4 body locks that we use a lot in Kundalini yoga. Basically, you contract to apply Mulaband, you contract your anus, your sex organ, so like pelvic floor, and at the same time you draw your navel point in and up. So it's like a basket pulling everything up and in. This applies pressure to the base of the spine, which is where the Kundalini, the life force energy, resides. And that encourages it to move up the spine. For ladies who are menstruating, on your first or second day, no Mulaband, it's a bit strong. Just continue with all the other parts of the exercise. Placing your hands, interlace the fingers and together, and place the tips of the thumbs, press the thumbs together, and place the hands in the lap. This is your mudra. Throughout this whole exercise, with each cycle of the mantra that we'll be saying, we'll be pulling the locks a little tighter. So the lock that we have on is Mulaband. We'll also be using the mantra, God and me and God are one. Please feel free to interpret God however you would like. In yoga, God means for us G for generator, O for organizer, and D for destroyer. Ultimately, the life force that brings everything into fruition and takes it away. Inhaling together, exhaling. Inhaling to begin. God and me and God are one. Contract Mulaband. God and me and God are one. 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 Keep contracting Mulaband. God and me and God are one. 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 Merge. God and me and God are one. 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 Last time. God and me and God are one. Inhaling. And exhale, releasing Mula Bandha, releasing the hands back to the knees. Staying within. That exercise invigorates the first chakra and elimination and promotes calmness and disease resistance. Take your hands now into Gyan Mudra, index finger and thumb together. The pose is we inhale deeply and then exhale fully and completely. We hold the exhale out and pump the navel for as long and fast as you can. And when you cannot pump or hold anymore, we release and inhale. And then exhale. Suspend out, empty, empty, empty. Hold out and pump the navel until you cannot hold or pump anymore. And then inhale, and that's all it is, that cycle continuing. Okay, hands in Gyan Mudra. Be here for about 3 minutes. Inhale together. Exhaling. And inhale to begin. Exhale. Suspend, suspend out and pump. Pump the navel, pump the navel, pump the navel. Till you can't pump anymore. And then inhale. Exhaling. Slow and controlled. Keep those ribs and chest held as you hold the breath out and pump that navel. This is for the third chakra. It gives us endurance and nerve strength. And you'll start to feel that quite strongly as you continue. The inhale and the exhale are done slowly and completely without dropping the heart, that rib cage. It might feel a little clumsy, the pumping, may not be able to get the best rhythm, and that's fine, just keep going. That's a sign that our nervous systems are not as strong as they could be. So that's what this exercise is working on. It's working to develop that strength of your nervous system. There are 72,000 nerve endings in and around this navel point. Do your best to keep calm, and as I said, that long, slow and controlled kind of inhale and exhale, keeping that chest open. You'll feel the kind of urgency to breathe in. So do breathe when you feel that. Try to keep that inhale relaxed. This puts you under pressure. Not just your body, but it puts your mind under pressure as well. It might bring things up. So if you're experiencing, just always, as you go through these exercises, particularly when we're doing the held breath in and out, thoughts may start to surface and run through your brain. Just take note of them. Sometimes there might be a theme or the type of thought, something you may have haven't thought of for years, might resurface and come up, and just let it go. Watch it as it comes in and through. Notice it, acknowledge it, and come back to your breathing. When we do hold the breath out, we stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system. So that's our rest and digest. Kick starts the relaxation. All right, that's enough. Inhaling deeply, wherever you are, and slowly, slowly exhaling. Well done. Just stay inward. And as I said, just be mindful of what's swirling around physically, emotionally. Take your legs out now. Keep the eyes closed, but take the legs out in front of you and just give them a stretch before we come back into cross-legged position. Our third exercise strengthens the heart and increases circulation above the diaphragm. Take a sip of water now if you need. This next pose we'll be using Mula Bandha again. So I'll turn to the side just to show you, or to the back, where our mudra is for this. So take your left hand, twist it as far as you can back. The idea is to have the palm facing outwards, and you can place it anywhere along the back that you can reach, but the idea is to reach it up towards the right shoulder, kind of over the heart. The other hand is just relaxed in Gyan Mudra. So that's your right hand. So left hand goes back, right hand down in Gyan Mudra. So while we're here, we inhale deeply and then exhale completely. Then we simply hold the breath out for as long as we can and contract up, Mula Bandha, anus, pelvic floor, navel point, in and up. Just holding out. When you cannot hold anymore, breathe in and exhale. Suspend out, Mula Bandha, in and up, squeeze, and then inhale, continuing that cycle. Similar to the last one, but this time instead of pumping on the out breath, we hold Mula Bandha. We'll be here between 3 to 5 minutes. I'll see how we go. Take some water. I might take some water now. Right. Take your left hand up, wherever you can manage. And the right hand, index finger, thumb together, Gyan Mudra. Try to keep that arm as straight as you can. And fingers straight. Inhaling deeply. And exhaling fully, completely out of the nose. Take the navel point in and draw up Mula Bandha as you hold the breath out. Suspend it out. Hold out. Squeeze Mula Bandha, anus, sex organs, squeeze up. Hold, hold, hold. When you cannot hold anymore, you're on that brink of gasping. Inhale and exhale, continuing the cycle of Mula Bandha, suspended breath out. The eyes can be inward at the brow, inward and upward. And experiment with your edge of holding your breath out. Perhaps you might start by coming back off that edge so that it is a more relaxed inhale when you need to, not quite as desperate. And then you might start to take yourself a little further. What does it feel like when you hold just that extra count, 1 or 2 more on that held out breath? What happens to you? You don't dissolve, you stay there. Nothing bad happens. If you're the sort of person who likes to push yourself, if you're already going in and gasping really strong, experiment with what happens when you come back, and don't push yourself so hard. You don't dissolve. Nothing bad happens. Through exercises like this, we come to understand and come to know the nature of our mind. And we hopefully come to remember and experience that we actually are not our minds. And that our body exists, continues to exist, whether or not we feel like we are pushing ourselves or not pushing ourselves enough. A teacher, great teacher, taught me one time. He said, as a child, as a young baby, we are born with everything we need, the full capacity of love and consciousness. That is our true essence and our truth. And then as we get older, there becomes a separation between our mind and the essence of what we are and who we are and what that is. And then we, in that happening, we think that we actually don't, we've lost that. We think that we've lost that wholeness. And so we travel around the world, we undertake millions of different types of endeavors, we push ourselves, then to realize we come full circle and actually realize that you had it all along. You've always had it. Inhaling deeply, that'll be enough. Inhaling wherever you are. Exhaling fully. Inhaling together again. And exhaling fully. Relaxing your breath. Taking both your hands down now into Gyan Mudra. And this last fourth part is just simply to meditate on the regular energetic flow of your breath. Feel your radiance and feel your light. If you find your mind wandering, focus as hard as you possibly can on the sensations moving up your spine. Anything, any sensation you can feel, pull that up and along your spine. Try and connect with the energy of your spinal cord. Breathe gently. Radiate light and grace. Well done. Inhaling together. Suspend the breath for a moment and then exhale. Again, inhaling deeply. Suspend the breath. Expand sideways, frontways, backways, up and down. Long spine. Exhaling. One more time. Inhaling in and exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. Well done. Coming down to lie on your back for a long deep relaxation, or pause your video here if you're going to repeat the Kriya to do it 2 more times. But once is probably enough for today for those beginners who are just starting out. So take a blanket. We're starting to get a little colder. So grab your blanket, take a moment to have a sip of water, to put on some relaxing music. We'll be here for about 6 or 7 minutes. If you haven't need a bolster underneath your knees to take the pressure off your lower back if you're conscious of it, take the time now to position it under your knees. When you lie down as well, just take a little peek up, lift the head up, check that the feet and the legs are kind of evenly placed on either side of the hips. So one's not flailing out to one side more than the other. Just keeping a beautiful alignment sort of up along the pelvis, like a one big straight line. Try to keep the hands and the feet all on like one surface. And snuggle in, placing the palms down, the arms beside you, palms facing up. You can take the heels together and let the feet fall apart, and then even further if you'd like to, then take the legs evenly a bit further apart too. Let the body relax completely down, surrender, release, sink in with the back of the body into your mat, and melting open across all aspects, all facets, and all cells of all parts of the front of your body. Relax your jaw and your face. Relax your throat. And deeply sink down, merging with the ground beneath you. Starting to become aware of the sounds around you, of your breath. Begin to slowly wiggle your fingers and your toes and make circles about 4 times in each direction with your ankles and your wrists. Inhale deeply as you stretch the arms up above the head, stretch from fingertips to toes, and exhaling as you take the hands down beside the body. Take your right knee into the chest, inhale as you bring it in, and exhale, take it across the body, turning the head the other way. The other knee in, inhale it in, and exhale across the body, cat stretch. Coming back to center, taking your knees into your chest and rubbing the soles of the feet and the hands together. And when you're ready, tucking the chin and rocking and rolling up as the knees come into the chest, coming up into sitting for our meditation.